program. There are a lot of activities. We are going to give prizes to the well-dressed, the best-dressed person, and there will be quiz couple, couple quiz rather. Then they will feed us with questions, and if we are able to answer the question correctly, then there will be prizes for all those activities. Another one is that there is going to be another gathering of the champions. Praise the Lord. The gathering of the champions is coincidence with the church anniversary, and the planning has already kick-started. So there's already the pastor of the church and some other people, or the members of this church, they have started planning for the program. Please let us go. Sister Ada is not here. Dana is not here. Sister Cheryl is not here. Sister Amen is not here. Those are the set of people I know from as a youth. So maybe if you can give them a call to remind them, to let them know that you care for them. Please, before I leave this place now, just in 1 minute, I want to, according to what the pastor told us, we want this thing to be dynamic. So it's not going to be only one person that will be doing this every Sunday. So we want to incorporate other members of this church, especially Sister Jennifer, Sister Victoria Chantel. We have 3 Victorias here, but Sister Victoria Chantel, and I don't know if I don't pronounce it very well. And Sister Tola. Yeah, Sister Tola, the 3 of them, please. You will be part of us. You will be part of the media for this church. So every Sunday, we can just ask you to just come and give anything with this kind of announcement, or if you have any other thing to present to the church for the edification of Christ, then so please put it in mind that then we'll get back to you as at Wednesday. So enjoy the rest of our service today and have a blessed week in Jesus' name.
Offering time. Blessing time. Let me hear what the word of God says. Luke 6:38. Give, and it will be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be put into your bosom. For with the same measure that you use, it will be measured back to you. So let us give. Remember, the Lord wants a cheerful giver. The Lord will bless us in Jesus' name. Choir.
Hallelujah. Let's rise up on our feet as we give our offering. Come with a heart of thanksgiving to give your offerings. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. All we got to say is thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you, Lord. All we got to say is thank you. We say thank you. Thank you, Lord. All we got to say is thank you, Lord. For your goodness and your mercy, what shall we say?
In the name of the Son, and in the name of the Holy Spirit. The blessing of 100 shall follow it. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
Praise the Lord. Praise the name of Jesus. Thank God that Brother Ajao was able to stop the momentum. Yeah, praise the Lord. Sister Victoria started taking the flag off. And she has to just, okay, no, not this time. Praise the name of Jesus. Yeah, because she just started and I was almost in the mood. I said, okay, maybe let's just forget the preaching and go ahead with the praises. Praise the name of Jesus. The Lord bless you this morning in the name of Jesus. I appreciate those who are able to come today with all the colds, with all the issues, that you guys are still here. The Lord bless you in Jesus' name. I'm going to give just 2 minutes to Pastor, Mrs. and Sister Eka to give us the update on the, what's it called? The unconditional love that is coming in. Please, can you give them a round of applause? I want them to share it so that you guys can know the expectation.
Praise the Lord. We want to be sure that everybody is really excited. I am, and I'm sure Sister Eka is. We are very excited about this program, and the reason we're excited is because the foundation of every church are the relationships and the homes and the marriages in that church. If the relationships, the marriages, the homes are not strong, the church can be strong. So this is a program that the focus of that program is to strengthen marriages in this church. Prepare the singles for marriage, to know what exactly to look for, how to prepare for marriage. And we are really excited for that opportunity. The title, like the pastor said, is unconditional love. And I think Brother Joe has let the cat out of the bag about some of the things we wanted to talk about. We are inviting a special couple that we admire so much to come here and speak to us about marriage, and they will also be on the panel. If you have your questions now, start to prepare your questions about your relationship, about marriage, the things that are bugging your mind that you want to talk about, you want to know the answer. Because everything is not prayer. Some is knowledge. If we have good knowledge, we will have good results. We'll have better results. And this program is an opportunity. So our next Sister Eka also tell us a little bit.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
The upcoming Valentine's Day program in the church, we prepared some things. Of course, flyers will be going up very soon. And there are committee that is planning the decoration and every other thing. And one of the things that we just want to keep heads up so that you can be prepared for that day is, there's going to be a complimentary section for the couple. How do you compliment your spouse? For example, your spouse might be somebody that saves, and the other one might be somebody that spends. So we want you to know who spends and who saves. Another part of it is that we want to know some certain things. If you really know your spouse, from where you got married, sleeping habits, eating habits, favorite food, how does he want it, all together, soup and amala together, or separately, or something like that. We just really want to know. We want to ask questions about the sizes. If you know the size of the shoe of your husband, the suit, the tie, when did it change the tie size, the neck size, and things like that. So we just want us to know how we really care for one another and how we've been relating with one another in the home. That's all.
Yes, thank you, Ma. So we are giving you kind of a heads up. So if you want to do research, it's for all of us too. If you want to do research so that you don't look bad, please go ahead and do your research so you have some good answers for the session. But ultimately, we're prepared to be blessed. And this is not just for the church. Let's try to talk to people about it. It's 17th of February. Invite you. If they know how to be Christians, these principles are the same. Invite them to come, even if they don't want, and who knows, maybe they will love the church and they will join us. but let's invite people. Okay? Thank you, everybody.
Praise the Lord. Sister Inka, you have started giving them the hardcore shots already. Praise the name of Jesus, which is good. Yeah, because if I ask somebody to stand up now, what is the size of the shoes for your husband? Or what does he like? What color? Some of us will pass. But at the same time, maybe we will have one or two challenges about it. But I want you to just to come, you're going to hear raw messages that things that we should know, especially those who are even getting into the marriage. It's very, very important. If you are getting into marriage, and you think, okay, I just need somebody that has this is the criteria that you have, and this is what you think. When you get into marriage, you see a lot of things. Your eyes will open. You look at a man, is this the kind of man that I married? That I look at on TV or on Facebook that is dressed like this? Is this the kind of person? And then you have to now try to adjust. Praise the name of Jesus. Praise the name of Jesus. So please, it's a major time for every one of us to learn how to build our home. The Lord bless us in Jesus' name. Praise the name of Jesus. Father, please speak through me. Let your name be glorified. For in Jesus' name we are praying. Amen. Jesus must be honored, must be honored, must be honored. Jesus must be honored in my life every day. Jesus must be honored, must be honored, must be honored. Jesus must be honored in my life every day. Jesus must be honored, must be honored, must be honored. Jesus must be honored in my life. Savior must be honored, must be honored, must be honored. Savior must be honored in my life. Demons trembles at your presence. What a mighty God we serve. Glory, 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 glory. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Everything written about you is great. Demons tremble at your presence. Hallelujah. What a mighty God we serve. Come on, sing glory, glory, glory. Hallelujah. Come on, sing. Everything written about you is great. Affliction trembles at your presence. What a mighty God we serve. Glory, 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 glory. Hallelujah. Everything written. Sickness trembles at your presence, Lord. What a mighty God. What a mighty God we serve. Glory, glory. Hallelujah. Everything praise. Speak through me. Hide myself under you so that people can hear your word. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. This is the second week about behind the scenes. I want to give you a first story about my daughter. Princess, she has vitiligo. She had vitiligo. 2 weeks or 3 weeks before she had it, I had a dream. I think I've shared it here before. And I prayed about it. I want to tell you something where I'm going so that you can learn from it. I called my wife. I said she was attacked. She was sick in that dream. I said we had to pray. We prayed. 3 weeks after, her face just broke out. The legs broke out. I said, but does that mean God did not answer the prayer? It took 3 years for her to be healed completely. And I'm going to give you just the process that we passed through. Even while you were praying, I prayed, my wife prayed, we prayed, we received prophecies from Daddy Adeboye that she's going to be well. But her face keeps on. You know vitiligo? Does anybody know that? Pastor Mrs. in Milwaukee came to us and said, what did we do? Our face here, I have the pictures. A mouth started breaking out, the backs, the feet, the knee. I said, a beautiful kid like this started showing a form that can destroy our skins forever. I have seen the testimonies that we receive from people. Just keep covering it with powders. It has happened to me too. People will say it. It has happened to me. We'll just be there forever. There is no testimony that don't worry it will go. Because they haven't experienced a turnaround. Praise the name of Jesus. But one thing that I want you to understand, that in the process that I prayed, I asked myself, I was talking to God myself, I talked to him, when I sit down, I don't know how you pray, I sit down like this, I said, God, but we have prayed. Did you not, why did you show it before it happened? Does it mean that you don't hear prayers, or you just show it? You know, that's why I'm telling you that people that shows you visions, that's why you have to be careful of pastors that shows you visions, and they cannot solve the problems, but they can relate the problems, but they have no power to fix the problem, run away. It's only God who is able to do the impossible. If men feel that they have the power to see it, you have the power to see it, but you have no power to fix it, then what is the problem? Why saying it? Why seeing my problems? Why telling me my problems? Why you cannot fix the problem? Why raising my fears? Why you cannot solve it? Somebody came to my house when my wife had the first time I came, sharing this so that you guys can know to the glory of God. The first boy that she had, which is Abraham, she came with what do we call it? C-section. I'm not taking the glory of God, but when I came in, then we started praying. because it has happened in one way or the other that we have seen it in the past. Then we started praying that the next one, she would be like an Hebrew woman. And I came into the United States and we started praying. Princess came out with no C-section. Israel, she almost dropped in the car before. He almost dropped in the car before we got. I have never seen my wife shout like that before. Before I took the children up, the baby is out. And in the history, it is always C-section, and people will just say C-section, you have history of C-section, this and that. If you follow the status quo, you will experience the same thing. If you believe in it, you will experience the same thing. People will tell you to your face that this is how it's going to be. Who is a man? We have a song when I was young. I will sing it to you. Anything you want, forget about my voice. We pay Okuroni. I will sing it in Yoruba. Toba di lola, otili pada sirere. Ìwọ tí wò bí àwòkọ́ṣe ni. Ó jẹ́ lọ ṣọ́ra kó má bàa báyé lọ. Ara la mọ̀, a ò máa mọnú ẹni kankan. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi dákun, má fi gbàlà rẹ dọ́là. Do you know what it means? For those who cannot see. Don't look at people now because you are seeing them today that they are sinner. That you are the one that is qualified for heaven. You are looking at them that they are sinners, while they have made the amendment behind the sins that you cannot see, that they are serving God. When Elijah said, I was the only man that remained, God said he had what? 7,000 prophets that are still there. Praise the name of Jesus. Praise the name of Jesus. If you remember all these things, it will make you humble before any man or before God. Praise the name of Jesus. Praise the name of Jesus. So, what was behind the scenes? My wife and I fought about this daughter. We fought about that. Let's do this, let's do that, let's do this. A lot of challenges in the process because we could not understand how could it happen. I said, God, we pay our tithes. We do this and you afflicted my daughter. And you allow it to come while we are praying. Brethren, God has a reason when I was going through it. That there are so many reasons for God to allow some things to happen to us, even though after you are prayed. God allows some things to happen to you, even after you are fasted. God allows some things to happen in your life, even after you are doing the right thing before Him. Go and ask Job. Go and ask David. Go and ask Joseph. They will tell you that they were upright, but they still had what? Their own challenges. But one thing that I'm too sure, He said, be of good cheer, because I have done what? I have overcome the world. You are a victor. You are not a victim. In the name of Jesus, whatever you are passing through today, you are going to be victorious. In the mighty name of Jesus. Maybe you have the same question that I have. Why me? Why me? I don't know if you have asked yourself that. I have cried several times. Why me? Praise the name of Jesus. So I'm going to list 4 major points before I take you to what happens, why God actually did this, because we don't have time. God will make you to see what you need and hide what you don't need to see. Oh my God. God will make you face the music. My daughter and Paul and Princess, they did some things 2 days ago. I asked her, go and tell your daughter, your sister, tell her that I'm not going to cry again anymore. Face her in the face. You, I am not going to cry again. I am not a victim. Praise the name of Jesus. The Bible says in Psalm 144 verse 1, it said, it teaches our hands to war. Meaning there are some times that it will give you opportunity to fight so that you can learn 1 or 2 lessons. When it lands in your face like this, then you know how to. We were watching basketball and boxing 2 days ago, and yesterday, myself, just about 20 minutes. There was one guy that was just moving closer, who was just receiving punches. I said, this guy will die. And Abraham was mentioning, yeah, the other guy was just running like this, giving uppercut. But do you know one thing? Because you have some punches, it makes you to learn. So that when the next one is coming, you know how to what? Come on. You know when the next one is coming. It's the same thing in marriage. We don't tell ourselves the truth. It's only the Christians that hide a lot of things that they keep it on and they don't tell themselves the truth. Who told you pastor does not get angry? I said, bless God. Come on, man. Come on. Touch the pastors where he will get angry, then you will see his anger. Pastor Emmanuel, am I telling the truth? Bless God. God will hide what you need. God will make you to see what you need and hide what you don't need to fulfill your destiny. And I want you to understand one thing, that it is not about you. It is about God fulfilling his destiny, fulfilling the purpose that he has given to you through you. You know, a lot of us try to understand that it's me that is doing this. But it's God is walking through you. Praise the name of Jesus. Praise the name of Jesus. Four major things. Number one, major things that we do when we don't know what is going on behind the scenes. I believe every one of you know what happens here. When we have problems, we don't know what to do. The first one is that we fight unnecessary battles. If you have been there, raise up your hand. I have fought unnecessary battles. Why am I here? Even in your home, with your wife, with your husbands, you have fought unnecessary battles. And why was I fighting this man? why am I fighting this woman? Because you did not know what God was working behind the scene. He hid it away from you. Remember what happens to Elisha and Gehazi? When the Syrian army came to him. He said, my father, these guys will kill us. Because what happened? Because Gehazi cannot what? He could not see. So he started worrying. In other words, do you know that sometimes we worry because we could not see? He started worrying. And Elisha prayed, Father, open his eyes. And when he saw the chariots of fire, so these are the people that are with us. These are those that are with us. There are more than those that are with them. Praise the name of Jesus. So I want you to put it at the back of your mind that whatever you are passing through today, maybe God is just walking behind the scenes for you. Praise the name of Jesus. God is walking behind the scenes for you. Praise the name of Jesus. I shared this particular verse, this particular message before. Why do we fight unnecessary battles? Because we could not see it. And then we talked about that sometimes your outcome does not necessarily bring income. For the fact that you are fought does not necessarily mean you are going to win. The Bible says in Psalm 71 verse 15, it said, I will declare your righteousness and your salvation every day, though I do not fully understand what the outcome would be. Though I do not understand what the outcome will be, meaning that I did not know what was going on behind the scene. Last week I shared this with you, that Joseph was in the pit. When God was showing him the dream, he did not tell him that he was going into the pit, that his brother would fight him, and they would put him inside the pit, and he would go to Potiphar's house. From Potiphar's house, he would do what? Go to prison. God did not show him all these things. All he showed him was what? No, your hand shall be greater than the former. That's all God told him. You are going to, your brothers will bow for you. That's all he showed him. Do you know if God showed you some things that was going behind the scene? Do you know if God can show you the spiritual aspect of life? Do you know sometimes we can get crazy? When you see the way God was fighting people or fighting your battle, sometimes you run away. Who has watched God Almighty? Evan Almighty. Who has watched that movie? Oh God, come on guys. Who has watched Evan Almighty? God started showing him what he did not show others. He almost ran crazy because he was seeing things that others could not see. So fighting unnecessary battles is a major one. I am going to spend 10 more minutes because Sister Matilda is looking at me. So I'm watching this pastor today. Okay. Praise the name of Jesus. Because when I don't have time to share this, That's why I said I need at least 40 minutes to deliver a ready-made food for you so that you guys can have something to take home. I don't want to be cooking pounded yam and then I let the meat out. Praise the name of Jesus. Praise the name of Jesus. Sister Chata will not like that. She likes pounded yam and pomo. Praise the name of Jesus. Am I right? Praise the name of Jesus. The Bible says in Proverbs 16 verse 33, the dice is cast into someone's lap, but the outcome is from the Lord. Meaning that you can do whatever you want to do, but who decides the outcome? God. I want you to. So now I'm going to tell you that how we fight unnecessary battles. I was sharing this that there are 4 forms of ways that we fight unnecessary battles. Who can tell me if I have a good student here? I have preached this message about Pastor Dr. Tudiwe, who was here too. That was about 7-8 months ago. 4 forms of the way that we dissipate energy. I mentioned it. That is talking. 4 forms of the way that we fight unnecessary battles. Do you know if you can apply these things to your life, you can discover that sometimes I just don't want to fight anymore. The Bible even says, talk to what Jehoshaphat, 2 Chronicles chapter 20. He said, Jehoshaphat, you don't need to do what? Fight in this battle. He said, just stand still and watch the glory of God. Just stand still. Meaning that there are some times you need to fight, and there are some times you don't need to fight. Praise the name of Jesus. So the number 1, the 4 forms is that number 1 is when that issue or what you are fighting on is necessary but not needed. Necessary but not needed. Necessary but not required. Necessary but needed. Necessary but needed and required. Can you guys remember that? If you can categorize what you do today, and you can place that, am I fighting unnecessary battle? When I was very young, in back home in Nigeria, there's a husband and wife. He sent an enchantment against them in Nigerian movie. And then they asked them to eat food. So husband and wife, they were loving themselves. Hey, darling, I love you. They sent an enchantment against towards them, meaning that they're trying to separate them. And then as the husband took another bolus of a man, the wife said, that one is too much now. The husband said, what do you mean? They're just eating right now. Before you know it, punching themselves. Somebody that started, love, darling, I love you to return. Started punching. Necessary but not required. Necessary but not needed at all. Necessary but not required. Maybe I should start with that one. It means that you need to prioritize what you are doing today. It is necessary, but it is not required for your destiny to be fulfilled. If you are the type that talks to your wife or your husband, that makes things, oh, darling, I want you to do this, I want you to do that, and he doesn't listen, maybe you have to find a better way to deal with him or deal with her. Praise the name of Jesus. Praise the name of Jesus. Necessary but not required. Necessary but not needed means is necessary but is not adding values to you, but is giving values to others. Praise the name of Jesus. Do you know that what happens when Peter cut off the ear of one of the people that came to arrest Jesus? In John 18 verse 10. Then Simon Peter said, having a sword, drew it and smote Peter, high priest's servant, and cut off his right ear. And the servant's name was Malchus. And then Jesus said unto Peter, put up thy sword inside the sheath. The cup which my Father hath given me, shall I not drink it? Meaning that it is necessary. What you are fighting, it looks that it is right that you are fighting for me, Jesus. But it is not needed at this time. Praise the name of Jesus. 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 Then the other one is unnecessary, not needed or required. It doesn't meet any need. Praise the name of Jesus. When what you are doing does not meet a need. 2 Chronicles 8:13 to 14. Chapter 8 verse 13 to 15. It is not our intention that others may be relieved while you are burdened. Praise the name of Jesus. But there may be equality. At the present time, your surplus will meet their need, so that in turn their surplus meet your need. Praise the name of Jesus. Do you know sometimes, you know what they call symbiosis and what they call parasitic symbiosis? The other one is getting better, the other one is getting leaner. There are so many issues in that area. There are some things that is unnecessary but are not needed that you have to take care of. But because of my time, I will move. You don't want to fight unnecessary battles. And I pray that Lord Almighty, if you have been fighting unnecessary battles in your ways, in your life, I pray that Lord Almighty will remove it away from you. In the mighty name of Jesus. Those battles, they are not necessary. I want you to talk to somebody beside you. Don't fight unnecessary battle. Talk to somebody beside you. Don't fight unnecessary battles. In Jesus' name. The second one is that while we are waiting, we are quick to judge ourselves. Praise the name of Jesus. We feel we are not good enough for God, and we are not helping God enough, or providing or supporting God enough so that He can hear our prayers. Sometimes I will say, because of my sin, because of what I have done, maybe that's why God is punishing me. I don't know if you have thought about that. I've thought about that before as human beings. God, you are punishing me because of what I have done. We are quick to judge ourselves. Praise the name of Jesus. Stop condemning yourself because of the issues that you are passing through. God God is working behind the scenes. Stop saying, I am not worth more than my fathers, like Elijah did. He said, Father, take my life. I am there because of what happened? Because of what Jezebel told Elijah. Because of the word of one lady, Elijah said, I am done. Stop condemning yourself, because God is with you. Praise the name of Jesus. I don't know, a lot of us, you look at, I wish I can marry someone who has a bank job. In Nigeria, we always look at that. Is he in an oil company? Is he working in an oil company? That's the guy that you can marry him today, and tomorrow he loses that job. Boom, done. Done. You marry him today, he loses the job tomorrow. Done. What happens? Because the money you are looking for is gone. I have a friend, my colleagues in Ife, two of them, my wife knows them, they were together for 7 years before they got married. Courtship. When they got here, they got into the US. They still come to see us and come to see my wife. After they knocked the top and they're going to marry, after that, the husband was doing crazy stuff, the wife was doing crazy stuff. The marriage, they started beating themselves. People who have not beaten themselves when they were cutting now started showing off. You can never comprehend how life is going to be. So you have to make sure that you are doing the right thing. May the Lord lead you to the right path. Raise up your hand and say, Father, lead me to the right path. Lead my children to the right path. Lead my home to the right path. Lead me, even on the business, lead me to the right path. Lead me because you know the end from the beginning. Lead me to the right path. In Jesus' name we pray. In Jesus' name we pray. I'm going to stop at 12:15. Everybody will go. Do you know, when I was dropping I was a couple in Nigeria. When I was paying marrying this woman, there are two women looking at me and says, "Kind of stupid boy." Does it happen? And I told my wife, I said, I don't like those two women in the house. Anytime I see those two women, because I brought them out, I didn't have money. I was a couple, no money, nothing. What do you want me to do? I came to marry a woman. Praise the Lord. They were looking at me. Look at it. I will show you my picture if you come to my house. You see my parents. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. They were laughing at me because they thought just looking at people. That's why. If you want to marry, it's not because it doesn't have a job today. The end justifies. It is God that look at the end from the beginning. That's what we need to communicate with. Praise the name of Jesus. So that whatever He's doing behind the scenes, even though you cannot see it, but you have connected to the one who can see the end from the beginning. Praise the name of Jesus. Praise the name of Jesus. You will not miss your own portion in the place of God. In the name of Jesus. You will not miss your blessing in the mighty name of Jesus. You will not miss your blessing. Talk to someone beside you and say, don't judge me. Don't judge me. Give me just a few weeks or few months. You will see the glory of God. Give me just few weeks. You will see me differently. Give me just small time. Give me just small time. Pastor Charles, talk to your wife. Give me just small time. You will see the glory of God. In the name of Jesus. May the glory of the Lord shine upon you. May the grace of God shine upon you. In the mighty name of Jesus. Those who are believing in you today, they will come to you and they will bow at your feet. In the mighty name of Jesus. In the mighty name of Jesus. Stand on your feet. Stand on your feet. Stand on your feet. You are going to pray, Lord Almighty, I know you are taking me through the journey. Give me victory. Give me victory. I know you are taking me through the journey. Those who have relationship now, those who are passing through one or two things in our lives, those challenges, the Lord is taking you through the journey. The Lord is taking you through the journey. You are going to succeed. I can tell you the Lord is taking you through the journey. He is the one who has watched the movie. He is the one who has watched the movie. I can tell you that the Lord is going to lift your head up. The lifter of your head. In the name of Jesus. Give me victory. Pray that prayer. Pray that prayer for yourself. Pray that prayer for yourself. Give me victory. Give me victory. In the name of Jesus. Give me victory. In Jesus' name we are praying. On your way to success, you will not die on the way. Oh my God, you will not make a detour. In the name of Jesus, you will not compromise. Pray that prayer for yourself. In the name of Jesus, on my way to my testimony, on my way to the promised land, on my way to a better home, better marriage, better future, in the name of Jesus, I will not compromise. I will not compromise. I will not make a detour. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. I will not lose the battle. In the name of Jesus. 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 Make it together. Look at we will be victorious in the name of Jesus. We will be victorious in our ways. In Jesus' name we are praying. You will not be tired. In the name of Jesus. I can tell you for the fact that the Lord has brought you together as a parent or as a family, has brought those children into your life, has brought those jobs, or has made you to be looking up to Him for one thing or the other. I can tell you there are things, reasons for all those things. It is to develop and to grow you up. I don't want to tell you my cheat sheet now. It's for you to learn and grow. In the name of Jesus, you will not be tired. In the name of Jesus, you will not be tired. You will not be tired. The strength of the Lord is your portion. In the name of Jesus, you will win. You will win the race. succeed, and people shall see your light. In the name of Jesus, you will be victorious. You will not be tired. In Jesus' name. If you have 1 or 2 cross with your wife, I don't know why I'm mentioning this, or your husband, just tell them when you get home, I am here with you because of your reason. Make sure you keep your home safe for anyone to enter it. Protect your home like a territory that nobody can penetrate into your life or your children's life. Guard it with all diligence. Like a man is a territorial man, the way God has created us. You cannot allow your home to be brutalized by someone else. So any issue that you have today is for a reason. For those who are looking, those men or those people that you have met, they are for reasons for you to learn. Even though they have left your life, they are for a reason. If you want to marry a man and he leaves, it's for a reason. It's for you to learn and grow some things and understand it. Praise the name of Jesus. You will not lose the battle. In the mighty name of Jesus. I want you to pray for your week, that the Lord will be with you. Pray concerning your week. Pray concerning your week, that the Lord will be with you. 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 The Lord will be with every member of Generation of Champions. The Lord will be with you. The Lord will be with you. The Lord will be with you. Commit the project, commit the school works, commit your family into the hands of the Lord. Commit your business, commit your home, commit your relationship, commit that project, commit that assignment, commit that work, commit that plan, commit that thing that you are looking up to God for. Commit it into the hands of the mighty God, the one who can see the end from the beginning. In Jesus' name we are praying. May the Lord answer your prayers. May the Lord answer your prayers. By this time next week, you will testify. In the name of Jesus. By this time next week, you will testify. In Jesus' name we pray. Before I wrap it up, I want us to appreciate someone in our midst. Professor Riano, I went to and then Uncle Philip. I went to their programs. When I went there, I saw what they are doing for the community. Can you give them a round of applause? And they are part of this church. Impacting life, changing destinies. May the Lord give you grace. Continuing in grace, continuing in power, in the mighty name of Jesus. The Lord will provide for you and your home. In the mighty name of Jesus. And anyone who has that kind of aspirations, may the Lord give it unto you. In the mighty name of Jesus. In Jesus' name we pray. Can we share our confession? I will continue to study the Word of God daily. For in it I shall be wise. I can do all things. Amen. We share the grace, with the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the sweet fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore. Amen. Surely, goodness and mercy shall follow us all the days of our lives, and we shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. God bless you. Really good in Jesus' name. Please walk us just 1 minute. I won't take your time. God bless you. Praise the Lord. Please, workers, please, can we come here? Every workers, please, can we come here? Can we stay in the front here? My sister, please, 1 second. We have just two minutes.
My brother.
My brother.
The ladies first.
Praise the Lord. Praise the name of Jesus. Sorry, I forgot to mention 2 people. I will call them next 2 people. I will call them out. Sister Promise is going to be supporting Sister Chantal. Please, can you give her a round of applause? I am proud that I have these members of the team. It's a good thing to have you guys and to be part of this. You are part of us. Please sit down. You're serious worker. One is looking at that. You're a serious worker in the church. Praise the name of Jesus. The first thing that I want to say is that I appreciate what you have done so far. Praise God. Okay, then the second person I think is Blessing. Blessing did not come out in the last one, so we have to, she's going to be supporting Sister Bosse, Sister Viola. I always call her Sister Robertson to stay away from any issues. Praise the name of Jesus. I want to give just maybe 2 to 3 hours of workers and training this year, or maybe could be 2 times this year. We need to fix a time because you guys need to know what it takes to come off stage. Because we're going to have a lot of people joining us as well this year by God's grace. So I want them to want us to be well trained, to know the doctrine of reading, one, is very important. And then the second one is for us to know exactly how to make 1 or 2 statements, especially on the pulpit. It's very important, so that you can know how to mention it, how to announce it, and then how do we communicate effectively. We need that communication. We need to know how we can deal with our people, especially your team members, your team. If you're a team leader, how do you manage them? You have to be able to talk to them in a way that they can respond to you. Is the name of Jesus. So we have to understand that. Now, let me tell you something, don't underestimate what you do here. It will help you even in your home, in your job. If somebody asks you now, let them ask me, send me a resume, put it on that you are a leader in the church. I've received over 2 or 3 calls, and they ask me to give feedbacks for them. I've given them the resume, the feedback that nobody has ever given to me. I give it to all of you. Praise the name of Jesus. Praise the Lord. But I want you to don't underestimate everything that you do here. it is going to be a glorious one this year. And I want to advise you, I don't know, I just have a very serious conviction this year that a lot of prayer points that you have been praying will be answered. Those who have been looking up for anything, all the things that you have been listing out, I have the conviction that God will answer all of them. Not to talk that you're committing your time, you understand? So we need to make sure that you understand this approach, you understand how to communicate, and then we need to support as well to hear you guys' suggestions, what pastor is doing wrong, pastor is mentioning my name, or pastor should not mention my name, or whatever it is, you have to, let's talk about that during the workers' retreat. So I need a day, just 2 hours or 3 hours. 2 hours is okay for us to have it now before the cold ends. So, do you guys, what date would you guys pick? I'm looking at Saturday, because if we do it on Sunday, everybody works. I know Sunday, everybody's busy. Saturday is I'm going to ask one by one. One easy. Okay, if you are cool with Saturday in the morning, Saturday 10 to 12, any Saturday, we haven't mentioned the date. If you look at your work so that you can 10 to 12, 10 to 12 in the morning. And we haven't mentioned the Saturday. Which one? Okay, so but what time? It's going to be this Saturday. What time? What time is it? Your work?
Is it a whole of
one is to. Okay.
You are free of your work.
We want everybody to be.
That's what it's about.
Sister Ada, Sister Shell, all of them, we have to be here. So that everybody needs to learn it. So that they will ask you, if your pastor trained you, you have to say yes. But now I'm still liable for those who are joining us, that they need to understand the training. And then we're going to get 1 or 2 trainers from our board of directors who can support you, support me as well. Praise the name of Jesus. Yeah. 10 to 12, 1 to 3. 10 to 12, 1 to 3. 1 to 3. If you 1 to 3 works, 1 to 3 is okay for you.
I think if it's a Saturday that we are off, or any time it works for you. So if it's a time that we are off, we go like with our time 1 to 3. So others are finished.
Okay. Okay. So can we do it early in the morning? What time do you go? You have to go. Oh. Okay. So you don't have.
Can we do Sunday after church?
No. It's going to be more stressful. It's going to be stressful for you guys. From 10 to 12 to 2. If you guys want to do 12 to 2, that's fine. I can finish early. If you want to do 12 to 2, but if you guys walk after if you walk 12 to 2, I don't want to make sure. So, sorry, please, can we? 2 groups.
One group is morning, Saturday morning,
in the Saturday evening. That's a very good idea. So 10 to 12 in the morning. 10 to 12 in the morning, most part. Okay, so okay, so then, okay, so that means, so then, no, it has to be done that same day. So then I will be here. I I'm thinking of bringing Sister Nika as a trainer, but we need, you know, if you're going to be going back and forth again. Okay. Praise the Lord. So that will be, that will be okay. So what Saturday? This Saturday? Next Saturday? 2 Saturdays? Okay, get back to me.
Like about 3 people or so that we should be here.
Okay, but I want you guys to know.
I have a question. Is that a better option than you work in next Saturday?
No, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be next Saturday. It can be the next one before the upcoming program comes in. It can be 2 weeks from now. So if it's maybe we should put it at 2 weeks from now, tentatively, so that everybody should plan. This Saturday you're going to be free that week, right? One of you is going to be free that week. 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, not this coming week. The 10th. Okay, so that will be February 10th. No. Is it February 10th? Can we check?
Yeah, that's 2 weeks, I think.
And then we're going to be sending some folks to Chicago for training. So you're going to be getting some training, leadership training and stuff like that. But it's going to be it's not going to be a burden to you. It's going to be during the course of the year. February 9th. So 9th, February 9th, please let's press it down. Everyone has been. It's not a pastor. In Oshkosh, I can't come. We have to make it here, I think. Praise the name of Jesus. Praise the name of Jesus. It is well. Any other question? We can discuss on that. Sister, promise, please can you pray for us? Sister Promise, she didn't expect that I would call her. Please can you pray for us? Amen. Amen. God bless you guys. Thank you so much.
So think of what
So you'll be sitting here, you don't know how to do it? You don't know how to turn off this one?
No, I'm not.